It's showtime.
Oh. Hello everyone and welcome to the STPL. My name is Kix, solo casting once again. Rapid did cast, I believe, something like 24 hours over the past weekend. Or wait, yeah, 24 hours. It was like 14 hours one day, 10 the next, or like 12 and 12 or something. He was doing the KSL qualifiers though, so just me today, that should be fine. Hopefully he had a lot of fun doing that. But we should have our own brand of fun here at the SCPL. We've got a couple of good matches coming up today. Obviously, I will introduce them very shortly, but just have a quick look at the standings for Group A so far. Of course, we are in the middle of, or the end of Week 1 now, so this will be the 4th day of Week 1, although we're on Week 2 of casting, but that's just because there's way too many games. 8 best of 5s a week. I do not have enough time to do 8 best of 5s in 1 week, so as you can see, currently Naz at the top of the group with 4-0, as they did win with a great victory. And it looks like one of the team's wins hasn't appeared, so I'll have to fix that afterwards. But basically, Media did take down MSJ. Wait, did they? I believe they did. Either one of MSJ or Media did win, so they're going to be the third team with the +1. Yeah, it was Media. You can see the one with 3-1, so it's just the match score that hasn't updated. But that does leave Ash, Bull, and MSJ at the bottom of the leaderboard for now. Of course, this is just week 1 of 8 of round 3, and of course we are round 3 of 4, so getting closer to the grand final playoffs. The last 2 rounds going to be very important for our teams to try and secure their qualification points heading in to that next round, or to the grand finals even. But to introduce our first 2 teams today, let's head on over to show them. It's going to be Foreign Brood War FBW, who are a team formed primarily of the players from the Foreign Brood War Discord. If you've not heard of this, it's a very big StarCraft 1 community on Discord, so if you aren't in there, get in there. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of weird people there, I must admit, including me. So you can put up with everyone just as much as I do, and everyone puts up with me. We're all one big happy family. They're going to be up against Valhalla Team, VT for short. One of our debut teams for round 3. They've not actually played just yet. They did play in the show matches, had a couple of good ones. But overall, not really shown too much. Not shown much of their hand either. So it should be kind of cool to see how they're going to play today as they move on to Set 1, New Ground 0, Set 2, Athena 2, Set 3, Colosseum 2, Set 4, Benzene, and then finally, if we do make it to it, the ace match is going to be on Icarus. Now, of course, there is only a couple more things for me to introduce before we get into the games. First of all, let's have a look at the lineup. So we're going to have TT1 versus Galaxy first. Now, you may have seen TT1's Terran yesterday. I can confirm to you that his Protoss is much better. He is certainly a Protoss main at heart. Can play a mean Zerg as well, but his Terran's a little bit of something, you know. It's a little bit of something, I guess you can put it. But then we're going to move on to a ZVP between Hirmu and Dates, I guess it is. Then we're going to have a ZVT between Luma and 3S, and then a ZVP between the man himself, Faust, and Domain. That should be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of ZVPs coming today, so that's going to test me. And Age, it's only because that's the way the groups go and the way I've set everything up. But don't worry, we'll get to your games before you go to sleep. It's all good. But let's actually have a look at the players. We're going to have TT1 here. Now, TT1... Different... What? Really? Are you sure? This is your week 1 game. Oh man, sorry, sorry Aga, you should have said. I would have done it the wrong way around, or the other way around. Okay, well, we'll figure out what the maps are going to be, because I swear when I looked at the replays there were these maps. But either way, TT1, a very strong Protoss player, not played yet in the STPL, so it's going to be his debut match. And then Valhalla fighting, well, sorry, Galaxy fighting for Valhalla. I believe Galaxy was actually on DM. He did play a couple of games previously, but of course, this is a new start for him on his new team. If it even is the same Galaxy, I'm not too sure. It's one of those names like Bill in Korean, like Galaxy, a very, very popular word. But either way, they're going to be heading on to Neo Ground Zero. Now, I know this is definitely the right map, because behind the overlay I do see the game already. So it's going to be Ground Zero. Now, Neo Ground Zero, 4-player map, very easy to take third bases, but they are mineral only. Going to need to expand out onto the map or to another main or natural if you do want to take that extra gas. And a very open middle with the sort of circular formation. So without further ado, let's get into game 1 between FBW and Valhalla team. It's TT1 versus Galaxy. Now, starting us off in the top left-hand position, or top right-hand position even, we do have the Green Zerg fighting for Valhalla team. It's Galaxy. And noob on the floor, we are watching Foreign Brood War versus Valhalla team, and then IRK versus Psy. So, and then down here in the bottom right-hand corner, under the ID Cadenza, but it's actually going to be the yellow Protoss player fighting for FBW, or 9th team as they're formerly known as. It's TT1. Now, I'm kind of interested in how this is actually going to play out. Of course, TT1, a very strong Protoss player, one of the strongest players in North America. Did in fact transition over to StarCraft 2 at the beginning as he followed the competition. Did pretty well in that game, but then came back to his one true love, Brood War, to get demolished 2-0 as a Terran in BSL versus South America. So there's going to be a little bit of a personal rematch for TT1. I believe Valhalla team are all South American. There could be a couple of North American players on there as well. But FBW, mostly North American. A couple of Europeans in there as well, like Hienmu. He'll be our second player, and the captain as well of that team. Now, you'll have to forgive me if I seem a little bit tired today. I had a week off last week, of course, and today I went back to work. So it's been a fun day. Oh, and VT has a couple of Koreans as well. Okay. I didn't actually know that. But we do have a Forge Fast Expand coming in for TT1. Interestingly, despite not scouting anything, he went for the Nexus before a cannon. So playing a little bit greedily there, taking a little bit of a chance. But it is TT1. Oh, okay, 3S is Korean. Thank you, Lumira. I didn't actually know. But we're going to have TT1, we're going to have Galaxy going for a fast expansion behind an overpull, getting out that speed very, very quickly. And this is going to allow Galaxy to be a little bit more aggressive later on. Does, of course, get his expansion up safely against a gateway expand, which is why we see so many overpulls these days, I believe. Especially on 4-player maps, if you get caught off. Now, one thing we do see that's quite interesting going on is over on the left-hand side of the map, we have Galaxy hiding a hatchery where you wouldn't expect to really see it. Now, just to keep an eye on that as well. Now, this could obviously be for a lot of different things, but it's going to be a while before we probably see TT1 scout for this. Now, he is going to scout that there is 2 hatcheries. He's going to see that there is a lair coming up as well. So he is likely going to think this is some kind of 2-hatch muteless build or 2-hatch lurker. I think unless TT1 suddenly turns on his god senses, it'll be quite difficult to tell that this is going to be a 3rd hatchery. Of course, maybe you can check at the fact there is only 2 lings. You can check the drone count as well. TT1 obviously very well experienced with this game, has a lot of knowledge. One of the most knowledgeable players in North America, I would say, at this game, if not in the game ever. I put him up there with Liquid Drone in terms of foreigners, with sort of absolute knowledge over everything in this game, and I'm hoping he's going to be able to show us off a pretty good game here. He's going into his Cybernetic score, likely going to see a Stargate coming up for him very, very quickly, as he has to prepare for the eventuality that it could be 2-hatch muteless play. But no, he's actually going to go for Citadel first. And now, of course, that does get him his Templar Archives a lot quicker. It does allow him to go into DTs very, very early. And of course, it gets him his Storm a little bit quicker as well. But, I mean, Galaxy playing a very, very dangerous style now. It looks like TT1 thinks that their 3rd hatchery is over in the top left. Now, on a normal game from a few years ago, this is exactly what you'd see. You'd see the Zerg take the hatchery furthest away natural from their opponent, so they could get up a very, very quick 3rd and 4th base behind a lot of Sunkens, a lot of Lurkers. I do like to call that the Savior style, because he kind of popularized that for a very long time. These days we see a lot more aggressive close 3rds, go into more Hydralisks a little bit quicker. Now, we still don't actually have a Stargate coming in for TT1. He's actually adding on another cannon. Gonna add on 2 gateways, so just gonna be going 4 Zealot speed eventually, I believe. But Galaxy needs to be careful. He's played very greedily behind this. Now, what tech do we actually have for him? We do have Aspire, so that's going to be at the 3rd base. But he's going to have to try and defend against these two Zealots. This Zealot getting 1 kill already, another Zealot in the main. The first Zealot does go down with only 1 kill. But still, this is going to be a lot of damage, a lot of annoyance as well for Galaxy. But TT1 still does not know about that hidden base. That was another couple of kills there for TT1. But he doesn't know this hatchery's here, and this is going to be his main problem. Now, we do have a 3rd gateway coming in, a 4th one, and the Templar Archives, so he is going to be able to get Storm against a possible Hydralisk bust, but it looks like he has sniffed out the fact it's Mutas. He hasn't seen any Hydralisks, he didn't see any Sunkens either, and he's going for cannons in his mineral line. Now, this is part of that experience that's really showing for TT1 here. Now, getting these cannons, obviously not the most economical choice, but he knows deep down, he's got an inkling that it's going to be Muteless rather than Hydralisk, and this is going to allow him to be perfectly safe for the time being. Now, the fact he skipped Stargate is going to make this a little bit harder. He's going to be relying a lot on Archons early on, a lot on Storm. But Storm obviously means you can storm your mineral line, which is obviously very dangerous. And these Muteless will be able to take out some of these fringe buildings. I could even snipe the High Templar if he gets lucky. He needs to head back in the right time though. But it looks like he's after this DT. He saw a DT leave the base, didn't have enough units to actually go kill it at the time. But the DT is going to be up against slow Overlords, going to be able to get away from there quite easily. No Overlord speed coming in just yet. Going to have that Hydralisk den coming down. Now, interestingly, Galaxy didn't go to snipe these High Templar, so we are going to see a single Archon from TT1. He's going to add on some more cannons. Now, the one thing that does worry me is that a Dragoon will spawn this side of the overlay, but and get trapped. But I get the feeling that TT1 has played this map quite a bit. One of the more standard maps from 2010. Dark Archon as well. And this is going to be for Maelstrom. Now, TT1, a very, very strong Protoss player, as I did say before. Maelstrom with an Archon as well. going to be insanely good against this, but TT1 is still so confused. You can see from his scouting pattern, he's not even checked in the bottom left, because no right-minded Zerg would expand that close to their Protoss opponent, and he's not checked the 9 o'clock either. And could this really start to hurt him the longer this goes on? I believe it will do. But TT1 obviously with a very strong build back at home. He's not got a third, and he's going to be pinned in his base for a little bit, just because he's going to have to worry about the Mulus. He's got 4 cannons at his natural, 4 in his main mineral line. There's Archon, or there's an Archon back here as well to try and catch any Mulus, but this could be it. This could be the Maelstrom. How much energy is there? I think it costs 100, but it might be 75. But Galaxy needs to be very careful. I don't know if he actually saw that Dark Archon there, but that's going to be very important. Now the DT has finally scouted out the base. There is a Sunken with an Overlord, so I think he should be able to clean this up. Yeah, there we go. That's going to be taken down without taking any damage, but that is going to trigger TT1 to go for a push. He wants to try and get some of that damage down. Now he's leading with the Dark Archon. It's got a lot of shield. He is going to try and catch the Mulus with this Maelstrom, and then he can really destroy them with the 2 Archons very quickly. But he's going to have to deal with these Hydros as well. There's no Storm up with this army. We see the Hydros immediately trying to target down some of these Archons, but there we go. The Maelstrom going down on all of the Mulus, and the Archons absolutely shredding them. Amazing damage there by TT1. 8 kills, 8 dead Mutalisks. And Galaxy's slight advantage is slowly fading away. We've got the High Templar coming in for TT1. He's slowly building up his army. The Hydra Force isn't really that big for Galaxy. And this could be a very dangerous position. TT1's macro has been absolutely insane this game so far. He's not really been skipping a beat. Now, of course, he is still on 2 bases, but he is up to 8 gateways, I believe. Don't want to miss the front. And this looks like TT1 is going to go for a bust. He seems to think he has enough. That Archon needs to pull back or it will go down. Does lose an Archon, but the Zealots wrapping around a huge storm on all of the units. And GG! TT1 takes down Galaxy to win the first game of the series. That was a really sick build from TT1. I love watching Maelstrom, so he's given me what I wanted. And gotta be happy. He may have played under Cadency's name, but he was TT1 at heart there, and that's all that matters. So we're gonna quickly head over to the intro, and I'll be back in just a moment with more. Oh yeah, it is Plasma in the second game. That's what I got wrong. Okay, so it's gonna be a Plasma game next, and then we'll be back for more Brood War action. See you guys very soon.